Thursday, 1 o'clock, to the D4 Land Services hotline we go, and it's where most guests join me. We're joining Rusty Burson. He's an Aggie historian. He's an author. He's just a pretty good dude overall. Needs more hair, but hey, not everybody's perfect. Rusty, what's up, dude?
Yeah, I was thinking about hair today, as a matter of fact. When I saw the picture this morning of the snake that was in the helmet of the Arkansas football player, did you see that?
Yes. Okay. It was Ryan Starr, who was with me earlier. Ryan Starr hosts Chuck Howard Sports Talk on Fridays. He was telling me about this, and I thought he was making it up. And no, that's a true story.
I would have freaked out so much. I do not like snakes. I do not like snakes. I do not like the so-called good snake. I do not like snakes anywhere.
Is this a Dr. Seuss thing you're doing?
Yes, it is. I do not like snakes with green eggs and ham. I just don't like snakes. So, I just can't imagine. That guy wore that helmet for an hour with the snake, with a cottonmouth inside the helmet, like inside the pad. I cannot imagine.
No, me either. Look, college football is so back. There's all these stories about snakes in helmets and all these different things you're talking about. And okay, have you heard the Jaden Daniels story?
No, tell me.
Okay.
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels is currently the quarterback Washington Commanders. His attorney informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, and likeness. It was a letter sent on August 5th to the Tigers athletic director. ESPN got a copy yesterday. The center of the dispute, according to Daniel's spokesperson, is that LSU is letting sophomore cornerback DJ Pickett wear his number 5 jersey. The quote, the Daniels family is deeply disappointed and feels profoundly disrespected by LSU to let another player wear his jersey. You want to know what the kicker is? His jersey's not retired there.
Exactly. I sure hope that Jaden Daniels does not win this little lawsuit or whatever.
No, it's not. It's just, look, it's a cease and desist letter that has no backing to it. I feel like he woke up drunk and called his lawyer.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I can't imagine. You wouldn't be able to have any numbers anymore. The cease and desist, but the NIL is out of control. I sure hope that this doesn't, that they rule against this. I hope the kid at LSU gets to keep number 5.
Now, you know the Paul Harvey rest of the story? So that's the initial story. You want to know what the rest of the story? Jaden Daniels' representatives have now asked, which it's a demand when you use representatives' lawyers, right, that LSU return his Heisman Trophy.
What?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
No, LSU has a copy, and they demand that the copy be sent back to him. They're flaming pissed about this.
Yeah, forget that, man. Jaden Daniels needs to worry about playing for the Washington Redskins and forget his LSU days, because they're gone. And that Heisman does not belong to him. I'm sure he's got the actual Heisman, but the copy.
He wants the copy back.
That. No, absolutely not. No way. That is just ridiculous.
It is the most modern story I've heard maybe this summer or year, where he's denying them cease and desist all NIL. And he wants the copy back because his jersey, which isn't retired, was given to another player. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with it, everything about it. And there's two elements to this. Knowing Lane Kiffin, he is so happy right now because he's one of those all publicity's good publicity. Maybe he intended this even. But Lane Kiffin don't care. If anything, he's happy. He is in his office smiling.
I personally don't like retired numbers. It's just something that, it's not something that I really appreciate. I just, like the Yankees have way too many retired numbers. I know they have some great legends, but they're running out of numbers. I appreciate teams. I guess they don't see it in colleges. How many colleges have retired a number? It can't be very many at all. I would not think. has Ohio State, did they retire Archie Griffith? I mean, I doubt
They better.
it. I bet you still. Well, they should. I mean, he's the only two-time Heisman Trophy winner, right? So back-to-back anyway. I can't see that a college should ever retire a number. So I hope that doesn't happen.
At LSU, they actually have it on the website athletic department policy. Any number retired after 2007, any number can be reused. That's so anything before. The number 20 jersey made famous by Billy Cannon, who was the team's first Heisman Trophy winner, it's the only number that can't be worn again. So even if they would have retired his number, they can use it again per their own policy.
Yeah, I think that's a good policy. I mean, I think that I'm fine with, like, putting up numbers in stadiums, you know, I mean, iconic players, but I don't think you should retire them necessarily. So, I mean, if you put up a number, say, you know, I was in Houston last weekend or weekend before, you know, so were you, watching the Astros, and I was looking up at the numbers up there, and so, you know, they got Bregman or Biggio up there and
Bagwell.
Bagwell. I was surprised they didn't have Bregman, actually. But anyway, so I think you should honor those players, but I don't think you didn't necessarily retire the number.
Okay. Well, by the way, you know that that Bregman hit 3 bombs last night, right?
No, I did not know that.
Just wanted to share that since you brought up his name. I believe in retired, but okay, I've always been like an elitist about things. I believe in the Hall of Fame, not the Hall of Very Good. Oh, you meant Lance Berkman?
Yeah, I meant Berkman. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Look, I love Alex Bregman. Just for his dugout, let's go. You know, that meme of his. I love him to death, Alex Bregman. Him leaving the Astros broke a part of me, man.
But I was thinking like the Killer Bees. You know, I was surprised Berkman wasn't up there. So, are you surprised that Berkman's not up there?
No. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Not a Hall of Famer.
Then it shouldn't be up
Major
there.
League.
See, that's the thing about my standard. I believe in retired numbers, but I want this elite standard. I think there should be an elite standard for the Hall of Fame. No Hall of Fame's elite anymore. That's the Hall of Pretty Good. I want, and for a retired number, it needs to be this absurd standard.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too. I mean, I think that, again, if you're going to retire the number so no one else can ever wear it, it better be a very, very elite player, right? But a player may mean something really special to your franchise that you can put the number up in the stadium and still recognize it, but not retire the number.
If you want to call it your Hall of Honor, that fits. And you can retire 200 jerseys.
So Michael Young, it would be an example of the Rangers. That's a Rangers Hall of Famer, definitely not a Major League Hall of Famer. So, yeah, he's in the Hall of Honor for the Texas Rangers, but not a Hall of Fame candidate.
I'm good with that. Ooh, real quick before we leave LSU. So the only football one that can never be worn again is number 20, Billy Cannon, first ever Heisman, which first ever and the rest of his role in LSU history and the fact he's the only because the first Heisman is kind of cool. And it limits it to only one jersey. The only other jerseys they have, I found this interesting, that can never be worn, LSU basketball, 3 basketball. Bob Pettit, Pete Maravich, and Shaq, and then former baseball coach and AD Skip Bertman, number 15.
That's cool.
It.
I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting that Billy Cannon Jr. came to A&M and was so good here. I don't, the rest of the story there. I'd like to go back and see how A&M got him out of LSU.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I didn't want to be in the shadow, or they didn't push some past family insult from 30 years ago. There could be a lot of history in that story.
He was a really good player at A&M, and he unfortunately got hurt right away in the NFL, but he was a really good player at A&M.
Yeah, retiring jerseys, yes. Elite standard, absolutely. No more Hall of Very Good, not the Hall of Almost Hall. No, it is or is not. No, almost. That's all I would do. That's why when you ask me about Lance Berkman, he's one of my favorite players. But that doesn't make you Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
Big Puma.
I agree. But, Yeah, that era though, the Killer Bees. It just seems like weird without him up there. You know, you got Bagwell and Biggio. It seems like incomplete almost. That trio goes together to me.
Yeah, I'm no argument. Look, if you wanted to do a shrine, a memorial, a mural to the Killer Bees, and throw in Derek Bell, okay? Why not? That's an era of Astros history that should be commemorated forever. It should be passed on from father to son or daughter to child to commemorate what that meant for the Astros all time. The Killer Bees is a moment.
Absolutely. I mean, that was part of their first World Series that they ever went to, right? I mean, that was the 2005 group, right?
I was there. Yep.
Yep. No, I mean, the first time you get to the World Series, especially, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. And obviously, the Astros have followed up with a dynasty, but I mean, there's something to be said just merely getting there for the first time in franchise history.
And it was such an emotional breakthrough to finally get there after spending most of the 80s and a good chunk of the 90s just good enough not to.
Well, I mean, they ran into the Braves. I mean, the Braves were just unbelievable. I mean, had the Astros not run into the Braves, kind of like the same thing when I say had the 90s Rangers not run into the Yankees, the team that won 3 World Series, they might have gone to the World Series, right? But they happened to run into a rookie named Jeter, and that team was pretty good.
I'll tell you what, that Randy Johnson year I knew was the year, though. That's the heartbreak of it all. And they run into the Padres in the first round, and they get outdueled by, he went on to be a Ranger. Who was the pitcher that outdueled Randy Johnson in the 2 games? Anyway, I thought that was the year, the Randy Johnson year. They were elite. The pitching was elite. And they just ran. And the pitcher that outdueled them went on to the Rangers and led the Rangers pitching staff to nothingness like always.
Well, it's nice to know the tradition continues.
He was epic, though. He was one of your all-time greats. I think he threw a no-hitter for y'all.
I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't remember this at all. I mean, I'm drawing a blank here. So
he was the one that had an attitude. He would hide in the locker room so reporters couldn't talk to him. It doesn't matter.
Kevin Brown?
Yeah, Kevin Brown. I think that's when Kevin Brown was with the Padres, right?
Kevin Brown started with the Rangers, and then he went to the Padres. So that's you threw me there. But Kevin Brown was a Rangers draft pick. Yeah, he was a weird one, but he was really good.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, both of those. Yeah, he was. That statement's true for both of those. He was really good. But anyway, the whole Jaden Daniels thing, in conclusion, back at the beginning of that, just absolutely killing me. College football is so okay. Did you see the ESPN Intel Insider about the alleged anonymous DC saying that Marcel Reed plays at quarterback?
Yeah, I did see that. Like they said that he needs to quit pretending like he's a real quarterback or something like that.
Yep,
and he needs to take off and run.
Here's the quote. Here's the quote.
I think it's ridiculous.
He thinks he's still a true quarterback, and we want him to keep thinking that way. He doesn't really want to run, but when he does, it's the scariest part. But again, he thinks he's still a true quarterback, and we want him to keep thinking that. I keep thinking, is that a real quote? Or did ESPN.com use ChatGPT? Is that real?
Yeah, I wonder the same thing, Lou, because we used to do something long time ago. Athlons, I can't remember if it was Athlons or Lindy's. They wanted me to get anonymous quotes from other coordinators about players on opposing players. I just thought that was the stupidest thing ever. But why would you be anonymous? I mean, you can just make that stuff up so easily. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. Because there's no proof that I didn't make this up. I mean, no one's going to go on record. If I can't put a name on there, it's absurd. I hate this anonymous. That's just, I mean, have some accountability. I mean, you say that and put a name in a school with that, because I'd love to see them have the guts. Let's create some hate, some sports hate right now.
Ooh.
None of this anonymous crap. Yeah.
I will say, And I think it's Athlon, because I know Athlon's done it like every year. So maybe Lindy's did it too, but Athlon's done that every year with the anonymous, just coaches stuff. And I've always loved it and looked forward to it. But anonymously, I've never seen anything like that before. Just even anonymously, you don't see coaches talk like that.
Yeah, anonymously, I'm saying that, I think Manning is a little bit of a wimp, so you got to hit him hard. I mean, that's ridiculous. Who would say that without putting your name on it? Now, if you put your name on it, okay, now those are fighting words, right? So that is kind of, when I heard that quote, I was like, those are fighting words if you put your name on there.
Which is why they didn't.
Right.
Which is why they wouldn't do it ever if their name was actually on it. Hey, Rusty, let's grab a quick timeout. And when we come back, guess what I got for you?
Tell me.
Bucky Ball.
Bucky Ball. It was his birthday yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that on the Twitter X, man. So social media is good for something.
There you go.
Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author, hanging out with us on the D4 Land Services hotline. And most guests of the Louie Bellina Show hang out with me on the D4 Land Services hotline because they don't live next door to me and they actually have real jobs and stuff. If you ever look for some forestry, mulching, pond construction, d4landservices.com. Maybe you're looking for like a custom metal building and like from the ground up custom metal building, go check out, find out everything they do at d4landservices.com. It's the Louie Bellina Show, Thursday on the Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
Visit the Pond Center at zone1150.com and find every hour of every day of your favorite shows. Download or subscribe.
Okay. Today's been a pretty good jam day on the Louie Bellina Show. I may say so myself because I guess I did say so myself because I just said so. It is the Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. Let's hang out some more. Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author, joining us on the D4 Land Services hotline. Rusty, something else from earlier this week. You know what's funny? I go, Rusty, did you see, did you hear? And Rusty's like, yep. Of course he has. Who am I fooling here? ESPN, their college basketball, it's not a Lenardi thing. They did ceiling floor. It was in a complete SEC basketball preview. Did you catch that?
Actually, I did not.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I see, Rusty didn't catch everything. Take that. They did the entire conference. And what I enjoyed, the reason why I even shared this earlier in the week, is they did ceiling and floor for every team, which I like that. That's kind of the way I look at things. It's, we always sit there and go, they can go undefeated. But also, what's the worst case scenario? And it wasn't Lenardi. It wasn't a waste of time with like Bill Conley. It was something really good. And for Texas A&M, they picked A&M to finish 10th. And they based it upon the floor. The worst case scenario is total wins are 18th. A&M finishes 10th. No NCAA tournament appearance. Now, I have a hard time with the floor, but it's called the floor for a reason, right? Let's be fair. That's the floor. And for them to get 18, that means it just doesn't click. And almost on any level. Because when you look at their non-con, they've got a lot of wins this year in the non-con. I mean, it's not that hard. Let's be fair. But to only get 18, right. They're talking about like a 6-win or 7-win conference season.
Yeah, this team's a lot better than that. There's no way. That floor is way too low.
I'm 100% with you. Again, and in my head, M'Baka only plays 4 games again. I'm knocking on wood. I'm not doing any curse jinx stuff. But you got to have like an injury. And it doesn't click. Because if Bucky Ball doesn't click, you can see where no matter how much talent you have, but they would be awful if it doesn't click. Because it's a Bucky Ball system regardless of talent.
But these guys are more accustomed to that system than they were last year. And, I mean, last year, once they started gelling, I mean, they took off. Now, that team that played at Oklahoma State was awful ugly, but I can't wait for them to play Oklahoma State this year because there's so many guys come back that understand the system and that have bought into the system, and they're far more athletic. I don't see there's any way that A&M doesn't make the tournament next year. There's just no way in my mind, unless, like you said, it would be. I mean, it had to be super big injuries and not just to Mbako. It'd have to be Haggerty too. I mean, with those two guys, if they stay healthy, this is a team I feel like that can be into the Sweet 16. So tell me how high the ceiling was.
Well, no, I refuse to now. Of course I was going to tell you the ceiling, Here's the ceiling. 25 wins, fourth place in the SEC, and a Sweet 16 appearance.
Yes, I feel that is quite capable. And again, I feel like there's a lot of variables too, because one thing you and I have talked about is I think that Jamie Vincent can really be good. He showed flashes, and if he can make the progress, and I like what Zach Clemens can do. Zach kind of came on towards the end of the year, and he's you can't teach 6'11". And Zach and Jamie are 6'11". And there's something to be said for a little bit of size and the athleticism that Jamie has. That guy can flat out dunk, and he can block shots too. So I'm really excited about, obviously, Mbako. Can he stay healthy? Obviously, Haggerty. I'm excited about Jalen Shelley coming in, but I really kind of want to see the development of those two guys in particular, Clements and Vincent.
Jamie Vincent is the ultimate wild card. They did not pick up a big man in the portal. Logan and I spent a month arguing over the single most important thing, and he was all guards. And I said, look, Bucky's going to pick up 9. There is no one guard more important than the rest. It's a big man. And they didn't pick up one. If Jamie Vincent emerges into a legit, can stay on the court, big man presence. He doesn't have to dominate and he doesn't have to carry. This is easily a weekend two team. If no one emerges in the mid, this team has a fatal flaw. They have an Achilles heel that can stop them from weekend two and can make them not be in the top third of the league. They will be extremely exploitable despite everything else if they have no presence in the mid.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because obviously, Rashawn Agee was really good. He didn't belong in the middle. He was 6'8" at best on his tiptoes, right? But he played big.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't get that kind of they absolutely did not get what they thought they were going to get from Frederico. It was just not. That was not the system. He was really good at Texas Tech, but he was not good at Texas A&M.
Bad fit, bad system, not a bad player. Bad fit, bad system, not a bad player.
Right. So you got nothing from him. Obviously, you lost McKenzie early in the year, and you were relying on a 6'8" guy, and the development just wasn't there last year for Vincent. And so you had no presence in the post, but yet they still made the NCAA tournament, and they still exceeded expectations. I just feel like this year they've got so many more weapons, and they do have some possibilities for the inside. And, again, Zach Clements is not going to be a dominant 6'11" guy, but he is 6'11". He can post up, and he showed some flashes last year. And like you said, Jamie's the ultimate wild card, because if he can get, 7, 8 points and 7, 8 rebounds a game, that's going to be huge for them.
Well, okay, 7.7 boards, nice. Can he stop other teams from going unimpeded? Can he be just, again, defensive presence? Because if other teams have nothing between them and the rim, then A&M defensively is just doomed.
Yeah, my hope is he can. He's obviously athletic, and they've got some long guys like on the wings. Jalen Shelley is 6'9" long, so we'll see. But I think that I said this a long time ago, and I'm gonna stick with it. I think it's a Sweet 16 team.
I think so too. I think so. I'm really worried about having no interior presence. Zach Clements was a liability defensively even when he was playing well. Zach Clements was a scoring machine. Defensively, he's just always a half step late. If there's no defensive presence, you have a donut.
That's true. I mean, he's not much of a defender of it, but again, he can score. And, you know, I mean, say this, too. I mean, you talk about a guy who couldn't defend last year. They spent far too much time with Ruben Dominguez on the court. I mean, that guy, if he couldn't hit threes, he was really worthless out there. And, you know, I mean, there were some times when Ruben, he got hot and fired it up, but it was, I mean, too few and far between, right?
That was the problem. He couldn't do his promise. He was supposed to score, I'm going to exaggerate, right? He was supposed to go 30 a game, so you never knew there was a defensive side.
Right. Instead, he scored 6 a game and gave up 14, right? I mean, the math's not very good right there in conference games. Because, I mean, in the conference games is when he just got, exposed because some of the non-conference games, he hit 8 threes against somebody directional state. Fantastic. Or maybe it was 10. I remember I was there. It was a school record, but it was against nobody. And he never did that in the conference play because he couldn't get that open in conference play.
That's the thing. If you could take the offense of Clemens and then Vincent could be the presence, you've got to see, that's the key. Then you got your inside. Then you have your big man presence. I don't even want to use a big man. Then you have your interior inside presence. If you can get the offensive Clemens to go at Vincent.
But you still have length on the perimeter with Mbako at 6'9" and with Jalen Shelley at 6'9". So, I mean, yeah, we're talking in the post, but, yeah, they can still put out a really long lineup out there. And then, of course, you got Jalen Reese at the point. So they've got some length. And the way they play, they're going to be rebounding long and running, pressing full court and pushing the ball once they get the ball. So I really like the athleticism of this team. I had no idea what to expect last year, but I can't help but expect pretty big things this year.
I do. And okay, one last thing for you. I know you got to go. You have important people. You're Marymount people, so, hanging out with me. Woo. So the last thing is when you say expect big things, define the word big. How big?
Well, I mean, I expect a Sweet 16. I expect a team that's going to be probably in the top 5 of the SEC. I expect a team that's going to pull off some upsets, that's going to be competitive every night. I expect this to be a team that doesn't fade like last year's team faded a little bit. But this team is not going to be nearly the underdog that last year's team often was, because a lot of times, I'd look out there, we'd be at Reed Arena. I looked at my wife and it looks like men against boys. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember when Florida came to town. Florida, I mean, it literally looked like a college team versus a 3A high school. I mean, the size difference was so immense. And it's not going to be nearly like that. Now, they may still be a disadvantage from time to time, but they're going to have some length, and they're going to have some athleticism, and they're going to put really good teams to the test.
I will tell you, I actually feel comfortable in saying that I'll be disappointed if they don't make the Sweet 16, which a year 2, where this is back-to-back years, they've kind of turned over most of year 1 was the entire team, and this is pretty close. People still, I don't think, are accepting how much turnover there actually was. Did he return 4 players? He didn't return that many players. So,
Mbako, Vincent, Clement, let's see, and I guess, am I missing somebody? I guess I'm missing Chris McDermott, but he's kind of a role player at best, right? Mm-hmm. That's 4. Was Bryson Warren part of that team last year? Was he redshirted?
I don't know. Don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. So let's say 4, 5 at the most.
Right. So, and M'Baku didn't play. He just practiced. Again, Clemens came off the bench, did start for a while. Vincent didn't start. So 0 starters?
Yeah, 0 starters.
Right, 0 starters. Think about it.
You're exactly right. I mean, when you think about last year's starters, you're talking about, Marcus Hill, Pop Isaac, Rylan Griffin, obviously Rashawn Agee, and I don't know, Dominguez a lot of times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, or Ali Deepus sometimes, Jakari Lane sometimes. But we're talking about the starting lineup, Marcus Hill, and, like Jakari Lane is not 6 foot. I mean, I stood next to that guy, and he's more like 5'10", right? And so this is just going to be a much longer,
athletic,
longer team, more athletic. And so it's going to be, to me, that's the thing, Lou. Last year was a lot of fun to watch this team. I think this team's going to be more fun to watch.
Absolutely. Rusty, go be awesome. Have an amazing weekend. I'll check in with you next Thursday, and we'll be 7 days closer to kickoff, brother.
Sounds good, buddy. Take care.
Later. Rusty Burson, Aggie historian and author on the D4 Land Services hotline. Why don't you go to the website, d4landservices.com, find out everything they do at D4 Land Services. And I'm going to shock you here. Land fixed up, land cleared, land excavated. Yeah, they help you with your land at D4 Land Services. And the website kind of fits the theme. It's d4landservices.com. See how that works? I'll be right back. Sprint to the finish when we return. It's the Louie Bellina Show, Thursday on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show from inside the Charles Schwab studio. Fun is allowed and sports are fun. Weekdays 11 to 2 on The Zone.
The Louie Bellina Show, Sprint to the finish. Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. Built on faith, family, and community at CC Electric. Emotional day up here at the Bryan Broadcasting family, the Bryan Broadcasting Ranch. Oh, we've been having people leave recently, many different reasons, and I have trouble even thinking about this, let alone talking about it. But how many people out there know Allie? Allison, Harold, Brown, couple of names over the years. Allie has been here with Bryan Broadcasting. Man, I've heard 17 years. I've heard 21 years. For me, I think I've known her whole life. That's not true. I remember she started at another university before she ended up here at A&M here in College Station. I'm pretty sure working here, Bryan Broadcasting, that was her first job. And, I've known her since she first started. She was like promotions, and then she did morning show. And, she's just one of those great people you run across every so often. And like 17, 21 years you work with someone. And then, she 2 weeks ago, she's moving on to the next thing. And she's down to like her last day and a half. Big lunch just happened for her. And it's just one of those things. In your life, you only come across so many special people, and Allie is one of them. And we know Scott DeLucia, Infomaniac, back in May, after he was like 48 years or something. And Scott's one of those special people in the world too. So it's just like, it's like heavy. If you've ever met Allie, you will not forget Allie. She's a pretty incredible person. That's all I can say. She's got that smile. She's got that Disney to her. Her and I share this most incredible love for the band No Doubt you've ever seen. Yes, no doubt. Gwen Stefani and the whole gang. And she just has this great soul, great person. And it's just hard to believe tomorrow's her last day. Again, how many people, wherever you've worked or whatever, have you ever run into that with? You're just one of the most incredible people you've ever met in your life. And it's just like so heavy. The first announcement, you're in shock. How many people you heard have quit a job, left a job, wherever you've worked, and you actually felt shock at the moment? So, yeah. I know. Taking you inside behind the scenes here, I apologize. But Yeah. Just her lunch ended. Did lunch the day before here and like seeing everyone back and smelling the food too. And it's kind of like, oh no, it's real. It's coming. Impending doom. Yeah, it's sad. So many great people. And recently too, last August, a year ago, this month, how many people remember Sean Burnett? He was a sports director. So you heard him here on the Zone. He did some shows like with me and Dusty and stuff too. Infomaniac. Sean Burnett moved on too. Oh man. So many great people. Sean Burnett worked for me for so long before he went to the Infomaniac life. Got the call. Worked twice here before getting the Infomaniac call. Oh man. Lou, memory lane time. I apologize. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. But yeah, Allie, one of the greatest people I have ever worked with in my life, if not the greatest. Just a kind human being. Will be greatly missed. 979-693-1150. 979-693-1150. You can light up the inbox. Astros yesterday actually beat the Giants, won the series. It wasn't easy 2-1. I mentioned they used an opener for the game. And they didn't want to start Ime. It's funny. They're off Thursday, off Monday, which allowed them to do a true bullpen game. So they took advantage of it. They used 7 pitchers. There was the opener, Brian King, did not last 3 outs. He went 2/3 of an inning without giving up a hit, but he walked 2 and they had to get him out of there. Did not last an inning. Dos Santos goes a third. Then they brought in Ime, who was in the starting rotation. He went 3 scoreless, but it was not good innings. 3 walks, 2 hits. A lot of traffic. Blue Ball comes in, 1 2/3 clean. Okert gets the dub. Abreu has been brilliant. Hader gets the save. 7 pitchers. If you were with us on Tuesday when I'm hanging out with Joe Sheehan of the Joe Sheehan newsletter, we were talking about the sluggishness and why, like baseball this year, he just said it's been interesting, but it's not been like fun. And, he's talking about the lack of, and I said, hey, I'm tired of watching like 10 pitchers a game, 11 combined. Astros won. That's all that matters in the end, but 2-1. And the Giants are awful. And there's, 9 hits, 3 runs, 11 pitchers. That's a game I don't want to live through. Astros now have a 1.5 lead because the Rangers lost. Projected win totals, Astros 82, Rangers 80. Ronel Blanco could have started the game, but he's been awful. So it's all bullpen. It's almost like if we start nobody, can we win? And that was the approach. Just everybody throw 1 inning. And I've talked about that before. Start nobody was almost the philosophy. So Astros won the series, took the game 3, the rubber game. They're off today, coming back home for a 1.5 weeks, by the way. 5-2, Angels beat the Rangers. Angels take the series from the Rangers. That's all you need to say. It just was bad. Now look, Astros have a 1.5 lead on the Rangers, but the Rangers own the last wild card spot. It's a half-game lead on the Twins, half-game lead on the Tigers, game lead on the Guardians, 1.5 lead on the Blue Jays, 2-game lead on Baltimore. Does that tell you, holy cow, the wild card, Rangers, and then there's 5 teams within 2 games. The Rangers won't know their fate until the final day, final Sunday, final game, whether it be wild card or AL West. If you're a Rangers fan, grab you whatever your favorite drink is and just strap in because it's just last day, last game. I mentioned this with Rusty. Alex Bregman, Astro legend, first 3-homer game last night. Did it for the Cubs. Did it against the Nationals. He likes hitting against the Nationals. 6 of his 16 homers this season against the Nationals. Go Bregman. Updated ESPN.com power rankings. Astros 12, Rangers 15. Top 5. Brewers 1, Dodgers 2. Tampa is 3. Atlanta 4, Cubs are 5. Bottom 3. A's are 28, Rockpile 29. And the Rangers just lost a series to the 30th ranked team in the ESPN Power Rankings. It is the Angels. I'm going to share something with you, if that's cool. And I saw this. I made some, my research staff, Caleb Rapley, verify this because I couldn't believe this. Trivia question. We don't do trivia, but you can guess along if you want. Can you name the only Major League Baseball team that has never, ever, 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 ever lost 100 games? I can give you, there's 30 teams in MLB. I can give you 29 guesses. You won't get it. Can you name the only team in MLB history that has never lost 100 games? Here's what I'm going to do. I need a timeout, right? Final one of the day. That's your time. 3 minutes, 32 seconds. I mean, if you Google and cheat, what's the point of guessing then? Can you think, what is the only MLB team that's never lost 100 games? Again, I give you 29 guesses, you won't get it. This is the Louie Bellina Show. We'll be right back. It is the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. Check them out. Residential, commercial, industrial services. It's what they do at CC Electric. It is the Louie Bellina Show, Thursday on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
You love your Aggie football. We do too.
Hells yeah.
Listen to every game on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
The Louie Bellina Show. Man, time flies. Louie Bellina Show inside the Charles Schwab studio. I had a question for you. A little trivia. We don't do trivia. You don't text in, no caller, none of that kind of stuff, but just something you could play with. Can you name the only Major League Baseball team that has never won, never lost 100 games or more? Whew. Like I said, I give you 29 guesses. You're not getting it. The Angels. The Angels. Now, they've lost 90 games 14 times. If you look at the sports line projections, they're supposed to win, lose 90 games this year. They have a history of losing. Okay, they've lost 90 games 14 times, and they've only won the division 12. So they're historical losers, but they're the only MLB team that hasn't hit that 100 L's. I mean, I was stunned. The first guesses I got Yankees. They did it in 1912. Dodgers did it in 1908. The St. Louis Cardinals were also 1908. Phillies were 1961. So you have these teams that it's been a while, over 100 years, which in my world I call a long, long time ago. But never. There's only one team that has never lost 100. Angels. Some people said expansion teams. So Tampa Bay Rays, they lost 100 in 2006. I got the Arizona Diamondbacks. And, they did it in 2021. No, the Angels are the only. Didn't see that coming. And they got a great history of losing. And again, the best part, the entertainment part of that, sports line projections this year, 99, which is not 100. I got to go. I'm back tomorrow at 11. Andrew Monaco, the voice of Texas A&M, 1 o'clock tomorrow.